Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm trying to upload somewhat more regularly because I was being lazy and just didn't do it for a while. Um, Doing post-rotation decks now because we're nearing the end of the set. We're getting into rotation coming very soon, and I would like to get these out beforehand. Just give an opportunity for people to see these decks and practice them a bit before the set comes out. Kind of know what to expect going into it. And the first deck, I figured why not? This deck's losing very little. Obi-Wan Vergence Temple. Why Vergence Temple? Well, because there's less Force units now and they're less consistent. And also, Jedi Consular is just awesome. To be able to bring out Queen on turn 2. That is kind of just a game ender for a lot of people. Unfortunately, if they put 1 point on your Consular in that second turn, all of your things that are going to come out are going to have less than 4 health, and you're not going to get your Force token. And that's okay. It happens. But the deck works. You got a 5 flip leader that gives an experience token, 3/6 stat line, so not the best, but it works. He comes out soon enough, and his ability is strong enough that it helps out the deck as a whole. Vergence Temple, obviously losing 5 health is kind of weak. I expect to see less Lake Country. I mean, we didn't see really any, but definitely less Data Vault, and a lot more Force bases, and a lot of the new bases that are ignoring an aspect penalty. So being at 25 is less of a disadvantage now, or hopefully should be. Uh, we'll start off lowest cost to highest as I normally do. Owen Lars, mainly looking for Anakin's in here, looking for Obi-Wan's. Really, any Force unit is just always a good thing to have in your hand. He's Restore 2. You can slap an experience token on him if you want to feel better about yourself, and then he's a 4 health unit. Um, yeah, he's just consistent and he works. He's a curve filler too. You like your 1 resource off and you got Owen Lars in hand. What do? Play Owen Lars. There's nothing wrong with that. Burden of Masters. There's enough turn 1 Force units in this deck where you can play Burden of Masters pretty often when you want to, and it leads to some really big things. Obviously, the biggest thing is Big Blue Leader for 6 cost. Just for 7/7 ambushing the ground, I think is a very good stat line. It's not one you see all the time. If you're paying 6 for an ambush unit, you're like, okay, it's going to be a 6/6 or it's going to be a 5/7 like the fifth brother is. I don't think it's the fifth brother. It's a different numbered brother, but he came out Legends of the Force. Anyways, Gungi. I mean, that one's self-explanatory. Any ping decks, like Padme, you're going to do 1 damage to your unit. Oh no. You're still going to get the Force token because Gungi's just built different. We got a new Wookiee. He's a green Wookiee. He's a 2/4. No Force, no Jedi, same cost. I don't know what the thought process was there, but we got it. I genuinely think that things like Gungi are fine because he is a 2/5 raw stat line, and a lot of the turn ones we're getting are 2/4 with an ability, like a ping or restore 1 or something like that. So it evens out. Gungi's just a dude. He puts in work. Jedi Consular. The unfortunate part about this is the 5 cost units that you get are not that fantastic. I was looking, and there's just not a whole lot of great ones yet. But also, we haven't seen a lot of the new set. Actually, this deck uses nothing from the newest set. But there's a lot of good cards, especially in other decks that I'll be showcasing that are good. I promise. They're just not that great in blue-green heroism, and I think that's perfectly fine because I think the color in general, the color combination, will compete very well. It doesn't need better tools. Obviously some side grades, some different options are good for the game, gives variety, but I don't think blue-green heroism needs them. Mina, Yaddle, pretty self-explanatory. They have restore, decent when defeated abilities, and most importantly, 4 health so you can make them a 3/5 on turn 2. Yoda's Saber. It comes in handy. Honestly, there's been a few times where I just Yoda's Saber onto a Mina. I don't even use the ability. But then you've got a very evil looking Mina. She is a 6. I can't do math. She's a 6/6 if you slap an experience token on her. That's vile. That is on the level of General's Blade. Now, obviously, General's Blade, you were getting the ability, and that was a big payoff. But just being able to slap a Yoda Saber onto things, 3-1 upgrade for a 2 cost, hell yeah. Especially when we're playing a lot of units that have higher hit points already. So you're not trying to get a 2-2 or a 3-3 onto the unit. You need the power more than you need the health. Experience tokens also help a lot with that. Blue Leader, I don't really need to explain this one. I say Blue Leader a lot in all of my command heroism decks. I love the card because it just works. Especially with things like Falcon and whatnot going away. Obviously, we have the JTL Clown Car Falcon, but lots of 3 health space units. And if you have problems with 4 health space units, we'll get to the sideboard in a minute, but it works there too. Chancellor Palpatine. He is mainly there because A, he's a 5 cost plot card with a 5 cost leader, which maths out nicely, and he gets Anakin ability triggered. He's the villainy card of the deck. A lot of people, they play red for Force Lightning. Force Lightning goes away. And we're also not playing red. There's no power of the dark side anymore to use. What do we have now? Chancellor Palpatine. We're going to be playing a little bit slower. We're trying to play pretty mid-rangey here. You could play this deck very aggressive if you want to, because Restore is forgiving. And a lot of these units, if you slap an experience token, hey, there's 1 more point of damage that I can race somebody with. And then I'm going to restore another point. So now I'm 2 damage points ahead of them. Huge. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, it's Obi-Wan and an Obi-Wan deck. I really wanted to put the other Obi-Wan. A fun combo, especially in Akbar, if you are using the base to ignore an aspect penalty, is new Obi-Wan with Akbar, or timely reinforcements with new Obi-Wan. You get 6 tokens out. This requires them having 12 resources, so don't get too excited. But if you got like 2 units out, and then you're able to bring out 4 more with timely reinforcements, and then play Obi-Wan, this is a lot of setup. But it's cool, because then you have an entire board of 7 sevens. How could that possibly go wrong? And then you're playing against Red Villainy when this happens, and they just wipe your board, and they get the 1 point of damage to your base, and you lose the game for every unit defeated. This is, all hypothetical, obviously. This can work in a real game. Don't count on it. But new Obi-Wan could be fun. Typho. Not using Tribute because I already feel like I have way too many force usage cards in here for the few that I have. And Typho, honestly, he's just as good. He gets the 1 point of healing from your base for disclosing a single card. And he's a 4/5 Sentinel. You can make him a 5/6. Then he doesn't die to Blue Leader to the teeth. Awesome. Itinerant Warrior. 4/4, shielded for a 4 cost. Pretty good stat line. Then you get a decent when played. And then you could make it a 5/5 if you ever feel like it. Protect the Pod isn't one of our removal cards. I was going to put the new Underwhelming Barrage card, the green-blue one, but it's not on Star Wars Limited Database yet, so keep that card in mind for sure. Up next, because I'm going through this really slow. Shatterpoint, removal, yippee! It gets rid of queens. Queens are scary. I hate queens. And any big health units, if you have the Force, yay, which you should have once a turn. If you, play around getting pinged or getting your units killed and whatnot. Queen Amidala, kind of already explained with the Consular, and it's just a good card in general, especially with less removal options now in the future. Obviously, Protect the Pod and Shatterpoint can still do things, but for things like Protect the Pod, it's deal damage, which means you can use her ability to kill a spy token. With Shatterpoint, it's just straight up defeat, retaliation. Yeah. She'll die to Anakin, obviously, but speaking of Anakin, next card in the deck. Already said Palpatine gets the trigger for him. He's a 6 cost. Playing him with Burden of Masters is evil because he's huge. And then, yeah, he just works as a card. This is our Bright Hope replacement right here. The 6 cost 6/6. It comes in a little bit later. It's unfortunate, but it's what we got. So if you need to, Consular, wait a turn, play the Jade Squadron. Hopefully you're doing okay against space aggro. Kellerin just works as a card. Like, it's one of those cards in green heroism. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna play this card and it's gonna work. You know, I have a lot of 3-cost cards in the deck, and if I don't, I have 2-cost cards that I'm very content playing. For 7 resources, I get a 7/7 and another card. Cool. Yoda, Bo-Katan, some bombs to drop at the end of the game because bombs are always fun having a deck. Are you going to play them that often? Probably not. But you're going to see me play this Bo-Katan against Sababa, even though I'm already in a winning position because I wanted to play it. It's one of those cards where it just feels good to play it, man. Just play the damn card, have a good time. Sideboard, Trader Taxation, pretty self-explanatory. Don't get your leader nuked. Don't get your board exhausted. Yay. Eager Escort Fighter, kills Clown Car Falcon, kills Victor Leader. Problem solved. Timely Reinforcements, because it's just a card I love and I use it. Sideboards don't have to be practical, guys. You can just put a card in there and say, I'm going to use this card and never put it in. I'm kidding. Please, obviously build your decks for fun, but also maybe put in good cards in your sideboard. Main board, do whatever the hell you want. Have a good time. Sideboard should solve problems and not create more or be a side grade for cards you already have. And then finally, you're noticing a theme with this sideboard here. Hyperspace Disaster. Bye-bye Piet deck. Go away now. Also, the greatest part about this deck is you can kill a turn 1 Gonk Droid by just putting an experience token on almost any one of your turn 1s. Gungi, Mina, or Yaddle, and then just putting it into the Gonk Droid. Because then hopefully they're not ruining your day. Because they need the Gonk for turn 3, because generally they Gonk, ramp, swing Gonk, big ship ruins day. If we can skip the Gonk ruin day part, problems are solved. Now obviously they now have the option of swing Gonk and they have the 4-cost ramp unit, so their resupplies or their super laser tech is pretty much replaced. But it requires them to swing the Gonk. So kill the Gonk, problems go away. That's just the solution here. And then save Shatterpoint for a big ship, get chip damage, make sure Piet dies. Sorry, I'm like dying over here. I've been talking for 12 and a half minutes, which means segue into the actual deck testing. Yeah, thank you for watching. Alright, so game 1 against Krennic Force Yellow. Okay, I do like Krennic Yellow. I'm concerned as to what's going to happen with the Force because I have no idea. Not a great turn 2 option there. Also, still not a great turn 2 option, but I'm liking... I'm not loving it, really. I'm really not loving it, but Gonk. Gonk must die. And no turn 2 is gonna be lovely. Tyrannus, at least he doesn't have the Force, but like... Yeah, you have to die. Like, that's just not good. Queen. Itinerant. Okay. I feel like Bo-Katan's not gonna do a ton in this matchup. Okay. That's a thing. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go base and see what he does. Okay, see, like, that's not bad. Shielded, and I will pass on that. I'm gonna make it a 5/5. What? Oh, he killed it. Okay, I see. He's gonna ambush in Shin. Shielded. Kill my Gungi. Okay, that's a cool thing. That's fun. I like that. Um, kill you. Queen. Things are gonna get big here. This is a big turn. It got less big of a turn. Qui-Gon Jinn. What a guy. Okay. Experience token, because Big Queen is good. Deploy. I'm gonna swing because experience token is good. Protect the pod. There we go. Blue leader. Consider can go down. We have lots of removal here. I probably don't want to be fighting Krennic for removal. He killed that. Okay. I think I just protect the pod here. Because I can do 4 with that. Kill Shin, just to keep the board clear. Bada bing, bada boom, pass. Yoda's Saber's nice, but I don't think it's gonna do a whole lot. Burden of Master's also not doing a whole lot, but I can play a big Anakin or big X-Wing. Okay, that's cool. It's a fun combo. You know, he'll do the 2. Yeah, I think I'm gonna Burden of Masters and return that to the bottom of my deck, and then I'm gonna play, because that could be a 7/7, but Krennic's not that big of a threat, so I think I'm just gonna play Anakin, kill that, and now if he kills my Obi-Wan, which it's unfortunate because now I don't get the Obi-Wan payoff, but he's gonna kill him. Tyrannus is gonna come in and kill my queen. It's a sad day. My cat is wanting attention at the best possible time. I think I can just go base here. Right? Yeah. I'm gonna hope he doesn't kill Mina. Fair enough. Yeah. He's got 8 resources open. Oh, I could eat like a craving power or something here. Beguile, okay. God, I forget that they have that. I keep forgetting about that. And craving power. What a turn. Okay. That got bad fast. Yeah, I don't love that. My options just got a lot more limited. Another Beguile? My brother in Christ. Like, 2 Beguiles, 2 Tyrannus. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Can I even kill him this turn? Let me think about this. Because I have to... No, because that doesn't matter. Because even if I send Obi-Wan in... I mean, like, yeah, it'll die, but then he's just gonna play something else that'll kill me. I have Force, at least. There's that. Mina. Which means he has a response to Mina. Okay, yep. Sure. I don't think I need to resource here. Anakin, kill. I don't think there's any big overwhelm things that I have to worry about. Typho, maybe stabilize a little bit here. Just have to do 9 points of damage. I have that on the board. He's got more ramp for some reason. More ramp is scary. He's gonna exhaust. Okay. To the base. I'll show him an Obi-Wan. And then I will blue leader, ambush, and then trigger the send to the ground. And then I'm gonna regret that, but I'm gonna claim I'm gonna win. Thankfully. Yay, it works. I like Krennic Yellow. I feel like he didn't really get to use credits that much. The lurking snub, the double lurking snub, double beguile, double tyrannus, and double craving power was a lot to deal with, but it worked out. Everything was fine. I mean, it was cool that he got to ambush Shin. I honestly didn't think of using the deceptive shade. Uh, yeah, I feel like Shine Flurry would have done the same thing, if not better. But I mean, if he has both in the deck because it's a force deck, it's a cool deck. It's a fun one to play against. Alright, here is Talzin Yellow. What a deck this is. Okay. Palpatine and Yoda are going to go down. Right? Get a Mina. Very green looking hand here. Okay. Those are my... I'm liking that. I'm going to put you down. I'm going to do that. Probably eat something to the teeth. Constructed lightsaber. I said eat something to the teeth. Yeah, and since she's villainy, she gets raid 2, which means she's probably gonna die. Uh, but I'm gonna not do anything about that because, yeah. Show them the threats. Yeah, constructed lightsaber right away is bad. It's just bad. It's just not a good time. And he shatter pointing. That one I don't know how I feel. I mean, I guess he's playing a pretty control heavy deck, but yeah, okay. Okay, I showed him the Keller and I mean, I showed him the Keller and Blue there, really. Might as well give the experience token to Owen. You know, make him 1-4 on the swing just because I want to. Just because I feel like it. Burden of Masters. I do love this card. I'm going to flip this turn. I'm going to plot out Palp, one of the two I have. See how it goes. Okay, yeah, that thing hurts. Deploy Obi-Wan, play Chancellor Palpatine. My cat is just deciding that here is where he's going to walk. Does not care. Anakin, huge things going on. While attacking, we have the defender right. So he takes the 3. We're doing 5. That's not that bad. Okay. Lots of options. First thing I want to do, Chancellor Palpatine into Talzin. Right? And now I can Anakin and kill the stranger. Unless, of course, he swings. In that case, I kill Talzin. And he's going to Shine Flurry, which is going to change things because Obi-Wan is going to die. Which is very much not good times. Boom, boom, dead. You fool. Oh, he gave it -1. What are you doing? What are you doing? He's part of the video now. Condemn. Okay. I see you, and I raise you. Blue leader. To the teeth. Yeah, sure, exhaust the dude. Does he know that he already... You know what? Who am I to judge? 5 to base, right? I'm supposed to be more aggressive than a Talzin player, I think. Kellerin, play something like a blue leader. Because then I can kill. Yeah, it's a sad day. But ambush. It's not my greatest moment, not my proudest. But then, oh yeah, I forgot about Talzin. I keep forgetting about Talzin. I think I just claim and Shatterpoint the Shin, because she's a pain. Nah, I swing base first. Ooh, he's gonna take the Anakin damage. Oh, okay, sure. I want to get a good Burden of Masters off, but first, Shatterpoint, that. I can Burden of Masters typo. Big typo. Nimble. Okay, well, I tried. Burden of Masters, Gungi. I can't believe I only have one force card there. Big, big typo. And I forgot about that part, which makes my day a little bit worse. I'm going to claim here. I probably could have experienced token, like he's got a swing, and yeah. Protect the pod. Thank God you're here. Because that is bad. Causes me great sadness. This poor Anakin is just gonna sit here the whole game. Also, yeah, Stranger fun card, by the way. I'm actually going to do that in hopes of pulling an Anakin, and I do. Lovely. I can't tell if this is bait, but I'm gonna do it. Because now he doesn't die to Stranger. You know he could have? He could have Thrawn. Kill that one. -3. Yeah, she's hurting more. Okay. Bo-Katan. And I get base heal, which I'm kind of thinking is going to be good. By kind of thinking, I mean definitely thinking. Okay, he's just trying to go for lethal. Does he just not have answers? Or am I being stupid and I'm going to die? That's the question. Beguile. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to add Tenor in. Yeah, we're just gonna solve some problems here. Just gonna... I don't know why he'd return the Anakin. Like, returning Anakin or Kellerin, it's just bad news. Bad times. Can he exhaust my whole board? Can he do it? I mean, he has to exhaust 2. Emergency powers. Oh my god, he did it. 1 turn too late, and I mean, I could have just... If he did last turn, I had units. But yeah, it works. Against the Talzin players, against the Krennic players. I'm gonna do one more game because it's a fun deck and I'm enjoying it. Alright, here is the real test of does Restore Slop beat Raid Spam. Okay, so far, Palpatine's gonna go down. Itinerant's gonna go down because Typo is good. Typo does good things. Possibly the greatest cat of all time, by the way, guys. Okay, if he plays that 3-1, I kill. He doesn't play the 3-1. He plays the ship instead. Less cool. Yep. Okay. Token. Hopefully he swings. He Vader pilots. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Cry. But then I'm also just going to do that. And then next turn I can Shatterpoint it. Oh, he accidentally discarded that from his deck. That's unfortunate. I'm just going to get the 6 damage. He's going to get 6 damage. I'm going to claim. Oh, he gets the right Vader Paint. Going up to 4 because Shatterpoint. It's going to do 5 damage to Mina. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. They going ham. He's pushing damage. I have a Palpatine down already, which doesn't mean a whole lot, but does he have Overwhelm or anything? On attack, discard a card from your deck. Does he have things that have payoffs for that? I'm gonna deploy Obi-Wan, play Chancellor Palpatine. I did kind of think about typhoing and then using Obi-Wan ability, that way I'm not... I didn't have Force Token anyways. You know what, never mind. Discards Battle Fury from his deck. Unfortunate. Gonna give that to the spy. Flame. Okay, Fat Space Sentinel is the answer to my problems. It's a shield token, though. That's pretty sweet. Fat Space Sentinel. Go. Go, go, Gadget Space Sentinel. And even if he Battle Furies onto it... No, he'd have to Battle Fury onto this, and then it would live. Okay, that's gonna hurt if he does. But he discarded Battle Fury, so what are the odds that he's Battle Fury or Vader Pilot after playing both of them? Higher than I'd like them to be. Yep. Okay. So we're gonna go base, give the token. It's gonna die. It was gonna die either way. I don't know why I did that, but I felt the need to do it. Sebulba for 3. Sebulba for 2. He should swing with Sebulba first. Is he going to, though? Okay, yeah. Kill Sebulba. He got greedy with the Pod Racer. Because he wanted to Pod Racer and then swing, but as soon as you show me Pod Racer, it's gonna die. It's just not a question. Play him here. I can kill the Pod Racer next turn, play a Kelleran, Obi swing. That's basically game over for him. Yeah, definitely kill that. Kelleran showing Blue Eater for sure. Now my Kelleran gets bigger. I wish if Obi could give an experience token to himself like Rey could, he'd be amazing. Unfortunately, he can't. Oh my god, this would be such a great turn for... Yeah. Because, like, I could Obi and Queen in the same turn, but now I have the option to Shatterpoint. I think I'm going to swing at the Obi first give the experience token to Typho. I mean, Typho's gonna die either way, but if he looks cooler while doing it, what do you give raid? Raid to Outer Rim Constable. Making it hit for 4. Yeah. Do I give it to? Yeah, give it there. I mean, like this is basically game here. I'm gonna Bo-Katan because, like, when given the opportunity to Bo-Katan, when they give you a whole board, you have to Bo-Katan. Fortunately, one of the constables dies. But Bo-Katan. Bada bing. Bada boom. Pow. That was honestly kind of stupid. But it only hits for 1. If it was hitting for 4 still, then it would have been very stupid. But yeah, Sabal was a fast deck. He didn't get the greatest hand, and I don't think he should have played straight into it, because like I know it's shielded, so it protect the pod doesn't kill it, but retaliation, yeah, retaliation's a turn later, so you get good value. But Shatterpoint, you're playing against a blue force deck, so you kind of should just expect Shatterpoint. I'm getting catford all in my face right now. But yeah, thank you all for watching. This is the first of hopefully many post rotation decks I will be doing in the next few weeks. I'm having a lot of fun with this now. I was kind of, honestly, I'm kind of bored of the current set. It's still fun. The game's in a good state. I'm just at a point where every deck I look at is like, yeah, I don't know. Do I want to play this? Like Palp Yellow, I had a lot of fun yet with, and then I showed up to a PQ and I sucked with it, and it's not always fun to do with a deck. But this deck, I mean, Restore Slop is kind of an issue for sure. I can see it being an issue in the future of the game. Um, and not even just the restore, but just Yoda Saber, Itinerant Warrior, Mina, Yaddle, just being able to restore that much in a game could be a problem. I feel like they might have given a bit too much of that in Legends of the Force, but we'll see how it goes. I think aggro decks are still going to be very strong because they're easy to make. We'll see lots of like Poe and Luke type aggro decks because they don't lose a ton of ships. They actually got a ton in JTL. Vader, I can still see being okay. Sababa's kind of, it feels like the new Kylo, where it falls apart very easily. Like, if you look at all of these units, they have very little health, and they're very obvious of what you're trying to do, especially the Pod Racer. Like, if you show Pod Racer, you just immediately telling your opponent, okay, I'm gonna Pod Racer, and then I'm gonna discard, and then I'm gonna Pod Racer, and then I'm gonna discard. So you just kill the Pod Racer. Like, it's a 3 health unit. It's not hard to kill. You should have answers for a 3 health ground unit. If you don't, problems. Even like yellow, even Vader Yellow will have answers. They'll have ways to return cards to your hand. They lose things like Sanction Your Shuttle and whatnot, but there's answers. I find Obi, this is one of the decks I'm looking forward to. I think next will be probably Krennic Yellow or Thrawn Yellow, something a little bit different. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.